Welcome to another edition of Commentator's Corner with me, Tom Pickup. Alongside me, as usual, is Mr. Rob Parker. But we have a special guest too today, coming all the way from London. It's one of the founding fathers of Downright Sport. It's Mr. Matt Kanzik. And we're going to be mulling over the Euro 2012 draw. We're going to be looking at the resignation of Martin Johnson, as well as usual, looking over our favourite sporting moments of the last few days. If you want to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or the website, downrightsport.com, then please do, and send us any of your comments.
We've got Group A. We'll save England to the last. We'll do that. Group A, Poland, the hosts. Czech Republic, who haven't really been performing of late. Greece, who won it in 2004. But again, they've sort of gone off the boil. And Russia, who we keep saying are the unknown quantity. That one, four of maybe the poorer teams in the tournament, two of them are going to be in the quarterfinals.
Poland to get through, I think they're great for a host country.
You want to see that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, obviously we'll come to England's group later, but you wouldn't expect Ukraine to get through their group. But with Poland, Russia, tough game. You'd expect Russia to win the group, really, providing they play as they can. Greece, they'd fancy their chances there, and even the Czech Republic game, you can see them getting at least a point, and depending on other results, you can definitely see a way out of the group for them there.
Although, of course, the winners of Group A, who you think could be Russia, they will play the runners-up in Group B, and we've just no idea how that's going to play out. And vice versa, of course, the winners of Group B play A. So out of those, you'd probably expect two teams from Group B to progress into the semi-finals, wouldn't you?
Yeah, almost certainly. I think whether it be Netherlands and Portugal, or any two of Netherlands, Portugal and Germany, any of those are going to be better than Russia and Poland.
Yeah, probably right.
Although, having said that, we thought that when Greece went all the way. So,
but no one wants to quite make those wild predictions anymore, do they? I mean,
no, I don't think so.
We've had it once with Greece. They played a certain way incredibly well, didn't they? They had a plan, it worked every single time. I don't quite think that's going to happen in Euro 2012. Group C and D, that's the bottom half of the draw as it is. Group C is a frighteningly strong group, isn't it, Rob?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm really pleased for the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was so harsh when they didn't make the World Cup that it's just great to see them, back on the international stage in a big way. I love the idea of a Spain-Ireland game. I love the idea of an Ireland-Italy game. I love the idea of a Spain-Italy game. And then you've got Croatia, who have got history with all those nations to throw in the pot there. Yeah. That's another great group.
Croatia they usually have some good games, don't they, in tournaments as well?
Yeah, you'd expect them to, at least get one
unsettled
result. They'll provide.
Might win one of the two or one of the three games, still go out.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to provide a tough test for whoever they play. But obviously, as we said when the draw was made, Trapattoni, coming up against his home country there.
And he was manager, wasn't he?
On
stage.
Of course. So that's going to be an interesting one for him.
It is, isn't it? How do you think Ireland should play it against Spain?
I think in all of their games they should just play how they want to, really. I mean, if they don't get through the group, they don't get through the group. No one's necessarily expecting them to. Exactly, and I think that they're at their best when they're flair players, if you like, just goal instinct, really.
Yeah. Bring the excitement and the heart that they usually bring to these games, and they'll be fine. They'll, like you say, they're not expected to go as far considering that, but it's a great way of announcing yourself, and making great bedrock for the future.
Yeah, and you'd say with their backline as well, they can afford to be more expansive.
Yeah.
With the likes of Given and Dunn and O'Shea, they're going to be quite solid.
They're a solid side, yeah.
Absolutely. So they do have something of a licence to play attacking football.
And Italy aren't going to come at them, are they? They're very similar, aren't they, to the way Ireland have been playing?
They're the kind. They definitely be comfortable nicking a goal.
Yeah.
And settling, and just dictating the game for the rest of that.
I don't think there's going to be anything like as many goals in that group.
No,
as Group B.
It'll
be tight games. Still good games, of course.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that. Absolutely. Italy will definitely have a 0-0 draw in there somewhere.
Absolutely. Probably against Croatia.
Yeah.
But if Croatia, perform how we think they will, and Italy don't ever get going, what an opportunity for Ireland.
Absolutely. There's always the potential with Italy for them to come unstuck at the earliest possible opportunity. So I think that they need to be quite careful, particularly with regards to the Ireland game and Croatia to an extent as well.
I mean, we're all presume Spain are a given, aren't we? They're not quite, but of course, massive favourites to win that
You'd
group.
expect them to win any one game, so I think for them to have to get a certain number of points from 3 is almost as dead on a banker as you can get, really.
But moving on into Group D, England's group, just before I mention England, there is then a good chance of Ireland coming up against France. Hopefully in the next round.
That would be fantastic.
No, we'd hope that Ireland win the group and France would run us up. That's unlikely, isn't it? But yeah, so Group D we have Ukraine, the hosts, France, as we've just mentioned, who won Euro 2000, Sweden, who were the hosts in '92, and England, who haven't won a European Championship. The only thing, of course, we've won was the 1966 World Cup. Are we going to have another Breel and Skinner song?
I hope so. I don't know who's
how many years of hurt is it now?
Yeah.
Someone off the X Factor,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. They won't even be around. Any X Factor.
No.
They won't be.
I don't know what the Breel and Skinner are.
That's a very good point.
But yeah, the first game against France, we saw it last time. It was all going well, wasn't it? Until we threw it away.
Yeah.
And Zidane, of course, got his goals.
Yeah, I mean, whilst the majority of the squad has changed since then, it'll still be, at least in the fans' minds, if not the players who were around. So they'll want to make amends for that, I'm sure. And regardless of that, it's always a big game in any sport.
There's a Pot D team, one of the lowest ranked teams in it. Abidal, Ribéry, Malouda, Benzema.
Yes,
Evra.
The problem for France has always been the collective.
Yeah.
It's how they play as a side. There's been so much discord within the group.
It seemed a bit like the successes of 10 to 12 years ago almost laid poor foundations for the future in a way, in that they were always expected to do really well, and then football, the nature of football and footballers themselves has changed a little bit, and certainly in the last tournament, ego was the big enemy, wasn't it? Everyone's ego ripped the whole place.
And the manager just didn't have any control.
That's it. And you almost. I certainly thought that they expected that they'd be doing really, really, really well, and then, of course, couldn't understand it when they didn't.
Well, some of those players won't be there. Not there to play for.
No, that's true. But you have to say, with the squad they had, they should have done well.
Oh, they massively underperformed.
So, you can understand. This is what I was saying about England, in that you want the tough games, because I think that was part of the problem with France. They kind of expected that they were going to go through, and if they'd had Spain or Germany or someone in their group, and knew they had to get their act together, that who knows, it might have made a difference. But I think the problems with France in the last World Cup were widespread.
Well, England notoriously slow starters, though. We can't afford to be against France, can we?
No, we can't. Although we turned it round after losing to them in 2004. So
another stat for you: the last 6 tournaments we've been in the European Championships, we've gone out in 4 of the group stages, and obviously the group stages are more difficult, probably than the World Cup. So history, you've got to forget it for now.
Yeah.
Sweden is the second game. We know what to expect with Sweden.
1-1 draw.
Yeah. Well, if you beat France and Ukraine, it's fine.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's a point.
So
well, it'll be a draw. It might even be a 0-0.
Yeah,
that one, I think.
There was a 2-2 once with Joe Cole.
Yeah, fantastic goal.
We haven't even mentioned him, have we? He's completely out.
That would be very interesting. Yeah, well, obviously with him playing in France as well.
Yeah,
so,
that's
how many of the French squad actually still playing France is minimal. But no, it'll be interesting to see if he can get on the radar before the World Cup, because I think for players who have fallen out of favour, a good opportunity for them quite often is in the run up to a major tournament, when new ideas are being tried out, they're getting a last look at people. Injuries, they will always be an issue, and if he maintains his form, which from by all accounts is very good at Lille, then he could yet force his way into the squad, and he would be a valuable asset in my mind. I
Not
think.
many friendlies to go, actually. I think there's only
No.
No, but
booked,
you'd
but
expect a few more to be arranged now that they know who they're playing,
Yeah.
because quite often it's a case of waiting
yeah, you avoid.
until
You don't want to play
exactly
these teams.
you wait until you see who you've got, and then you find teams who are of a similar ilk and play in a similar way,
Yeah.
and then you line them up.